Okay, this is James P. Madonna of Mega Life 21 and my very fast growing group called Everything is Food from Facebook groups. Here you see my prized Hitachi bread machine, not making bread but mixing, so I don't have to do it. You gotta love high technology, gotta love it. If the machine can do it better, why not? This Hitachi bread machine is mixing the ingredients for my pumpkin whole wheat sourdough pancakes that I will be making today for brunch. And as you can see, it is operating, and it is set for on number 8. This panel has various numbers from 1 to 8, and each number has a different mode, a different emphasis. I mean, function. The first one is medium. Let's see, medium size bread from a mix. Number 2 is a light mix bread. I don't do that stuff. I do everything from scratch. Number 3 is rapid rise bread. Number 4 is whole wheat bread large. Number 5 is whole wheat bread regular. Number 6 is cake. Number 7 is pizza dough, which I use a lot when the weather's chilly, like now. And number 8 is dough. So I have it set to number 8, dough. Number 6, cake, just simply bakes it. If I wanted to do like, something that was already pre-mixed, I could actually bake it in here, okay? And I put it on number 8, so it just mixes it and it doesn't bake it, and I have the sourdough starter from scratch in here. Let's see if it, there it goes. You can see it spinning. Hey, I don't have to do a damn thing. Why kill yourself? I know there's a lot of old-fashioned people out there that want to chop onions and make their arm and shoulder sore by mixing the old-fashioned way. But you know what? If the machine can do it, why not? Pumpkin sourdough whole grain pancakes. And then, of course, the next video will be me making these pancakes on my large rectangular cast iron griddle. Okay, and in the living room over here I got my feng shui statues facing the front door. All right, and over here, as you people well know, are my Persian meals, my eggplants. I don't know if there's enough light, but you can see them. I will be using them today. I will be swinging them. And that is it. Next, you will see me making the pumpkin, which is appropriate for this time of year because it is autumn, it is November. Pumpkin sourdough whole wheat pancakes made from scratch. I don't even put baking powder in it. I use the sourdough starter as that takes the place of the baking powder. And with this mix, I replace one of the 2 eggs with flaxseed powder, okay? Because I'm trying to use less animal products and make it more, more vegan. But there is milk in here. One of these days I am going to try totally vegan pancakes. Okay, this is video 2 of my whole wheat sourdough pumpkin pancakes. All right, before you witnessed my Hitachi bread machine mixing the batter, and that's the canister, the container that was inside the bread machine. Of course, you know about taking care of and maintaining cast iron cookware from my very first whole wheat sourdough pancake video, but this time we have pumpkin added to it. You want to, the most important thing with pancakes is that the griddle has to be very hot. That's how you get that nice brown color. Test it by splashing some cold water. Splash some cold water on the griddle, and if it does that, the water just dances around and evaporates, then it's hot. As you can see in here, it is hot enough. There, of course, is my wonderful 6-quart stainless steel Presto pressure cooker. One of the most important cooking items you can ever have in the kitchen. Alright. What I'm going to do, I mean, you could use cold pressed vegetable oil. You don't have to use butter, but I'm going to use butter. Alright. This will give the pancakes flavor too. So you might not have to add butter to each one. Alright. Then I am going to pour some batter. Alright. I make them big. So, but I don't want to make them too big because I don't want it to go beyond the width of the griddle. Alright. So, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until it's ready to flip. Now the way I tell when it's time to flip the pancakes is when I see a lot of pinpoint little pinhead bubbles forming on top of the uncooked side of the pancake. Little pinhead bubbles, and the edges start to get dry. Okay, that's how you could tell. Otherwise, don't even mess with it because it's only going to break on you, and you're going to have a messed up looking pancake. If you want, you can cook bacon on this first and use the bacon grease for lubrication. You can also cook breakfast sausages, which are usually seasoned with sage, you know, links or patties. You can cook scrapple, whatever you like. Whatever you like. Arepas, those Colombian corn cakes that originated from Native Americans in South America, you can make those as a side dish for breakfast. Spanish chorizo, home fried potatoes, you can cook them you can slice them extremely thin with a mandolin. I have a good one made by Italian company Oxo, which I highly recommend. And well, we're going to wait until these are done, and we're going to have to do a third video. Okay, so James P. Madonna of the Facebook group Everything is Food. I'm back with my whole wheat sourdough pumpkin pancakes. It's time to flip them. Alright. Now, I generally eat 3 or 4 of these large ones, so I'm not going to have you know, hang out and watch me make 2 more because they're pretty much going to look the same, but that's it. Homemade whole wheat sourdough pumpkin pancakes, because it is it is November 2012, and 'tis the season for pumpkin pancakes. The first video that I made was mostly instructional video on how to maintain and season, preserve your cast iron cookware, which is really easy to do compared to what the company tells you. And this is just a variation on the homemade pancakes that I make from scratch, never out of a box. Okay, all natural ingredients. Nothing but the best. And of course I mix it in my Hitachi bread machine, and this is the canister, okay, that goes in the bread machine. Hey, the machine can do it better than us, why kill ourselves? What I do with the leftover is I simply put it in a plastic container, refrigerate it, and the great thing about using sourdough starter is that your pancake batter actually improves with age. It never ever goes bad when you're using sourdough starter. And how you make your own sourdough starter from scratch is you put equal amounts of unbleached all-purpose flour in a non-metallic container, whatever you choose to use, and then you put equal amounts of water. Okay, after you place equal amounts of the all-purpose unbleached flour with equal amounts of warm water. It could be 1 cup, 2 cups, depends on how much sourdough starter you want to make. You put it in a plastic container. You keep the container lid very loose. You don't tighten it. If you want, you can throw a dish towel over it, if you want. And you keep it, after you mix the warm water, equal amounts of course, with the unbleached all-purpose flour, you mix it good, and you add sweetener to it. You could be sugar, you could be molasses, it could be honey. You have to give the yeast, when they start growing and when it starts to ferment, you have to give it food. And the food that they love, just like a hummingbird, is sugar. Okay, so you put whatever amount of sugar you want. It doesn't matter, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, because all the sugar is going to convert anyway. So you mix it well, you put the lid on very loose. You never use anything metallic touching sourdough starter, okay? Nothing metallic, only wooden chopsticks, wooden spoon, or plastic. And you put it somewhere in room temperature. Let it go for a week. Personally, I let mine go for like 2 or 3 weeks because I wanted it very strong, flavored, potent, robust sourdough starter. So that's how you make your homemade sourdough starter, and you can make bread with it, and you don't have to use, from what I understand, you don't have to use baker's yeast at all, which saves you money. And as far as this recipe goes, what I did was, what I generally do, I put the liquid in first. I put a cup of milk. In this case, it's not vegan, so I put a cup of low-fat milk, some filtered water from the Brita, all right, probably another cup or so. I like my batter a little loose. I put probably maybe a quarter of a cup of cold pressed vegetable oil, about a teaspoon of sea salt. I pour some of the sourdough starter in there. I put 2 heaping tablespoons of pumpkin from a can. All right, you could add different seasoning, spices if you want. If you want to put cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice or vanilla extract. I didn't do it, okay? And usually I put 2 eggs. This time I put 1 egg and a tablespoon of flaxseed powder. Every egg replacement will be 1 tablespoon of flaxseed powder. And then goes the flour last. I put a cup and a half of the unbleached all-purpose flour, a cup and a half of the stone ground whole wheat flour. All right, and then I started it in the bread machine to have it mixed. You always put the liquids first and the flour last, because if you put the flour first, you're going to have lumps and cakes of dry mix at the bottom of this container. So that's pretty much what I did. Of course, I have 2 of the sourdough whole wheat pumpkin pancakes there, but I want more. I want more, so I'm going to pour more. Alright. I'll give myself 2 more. If I have leftovers, you know, pancakes refrigerated and then reheated make outstanding tasting leftovers. You could even freeze them, you know. The pancakes and waffles. They freeze well. Alright. The pan is still good and hot. And that's that. So that's it for my whole grain, you know, whole wheat, sourdough, pumpkin pancakes. And we'll see you next time with my next project for the fast-growing Facebook group, Everything is Food. This is James P. Madonna saying, have a very healthy and safe and happy evening, and hopefully you will get enough to eat, because when I cook, you know, my portions have to be large. I'm not like those little namby-pamby little wimps that look up to the people on the food channel, and they, you know, they like to go to these overpriced restaurants. You know, there's this fusion gourmet dining where they put a little swirl of sauce on a big plate just to be artistic with a little tiny microscopic portion of food in it. And we know who those people are. You know who you are. The pretentious foodie snobs. Well, not me. I go for heavy duty portions, man. Walk away full. So take care. And I guess our next holiday would be the pagan Christmas of 2012 with the infamous end of December. Let's see what happens.